What is up, guys? Orbital-Pilot back here once again in the world of Warthunder. Now, before we get started with some gameplay, I do just have some normal, kind of boring gameplay up, but I kind of wanted to talk just for a minute. So, first things first, if you guys would, finish listening to this video, and let me know how the audio sounds down below. I'm using a little bit different type of format, a little bit different type of recording, just because I thought perhaps it would be better. If it is, let me know, or if it's worse, of course, you know, let me know too. So, like I said, I think it's better, but I'm not sure, so just keep that in mind. The other thing is, I want to apologize for being gone for so long. Summer has been kind of hectic. Good, but hectic. Very, very busy. But everything's kind of coming together, and so things should be going quite a bit smoother here in a while. So, just keep that in mind. Sorry about that, but we are back. And of course, what better plane to start off than the Bf-109 F4? Now, this plane is probably one of the easiest planes to fly in all of the lineups. I mean, the F4 is strong. It has 15mm, 20mm, and 7.92mm guns. So your arsenal is very, very diverse and, of course, very, very powerful. So taking planes down, not really an issue. But this, of course, is just a little bit basic gameplay. There is far more interesting gameplay a little bit later on in the video, so if you want to skip to that, feel free to. But if you want to hear about what I have to say, then just stick around. So, I have, like I said, I've been gone a little bit, and in the time that I was gone, I think it's been like, what, 3 weeks since I last posted a video. It's not super long, maybe 4 weeks, but we are almost to the point. In fact, I think, what, 85, 89 more subscribers or something like that. And then I can officially start something with Gaijin, rather than just kind of, not have it so much under the table, but just kind of, you know, as personal requests, I can have something a little bit more formal. So that should be fairly nice. And you guys still, although I haven't posted a video in a while, you guys have just been killing it. Views and ratings are still up. And that's really, really amazing to not only be able to kind of go away for a minute, but just know that people are going to continue watching your videos. But the next thing I want to talk about is kind of something actually about a specific video, and kind of, I think I talked about it a while back, but things have changed even since then. So, the most watched video on my channel, sadly enough, is the how to grind video. Now, I know this is probably not for returning watchers and viewers. If you watch me weekly, or if you watch me whenever you do, you probably don't need that type of video, because you probably already play the game, and you're probably pretty far ahead, if not fairly good at grinding through planes and tanks or whatever you need to. However, the most viewed and the most watched, minutes, actual views, time spent watching, all of that is that video, which is kind of crazy, because I think that video was posted in like September of last month, sometime around, it was fall of last month. Was it 1.63, 1.65? It was a while back. And that's, so really that information is not only kind of, it's not wrong, don't get me wrong, a lot of the information in there is still very valid and good information. But of course, times have kind of changed. The way things are kind of researched and points awarded are kind of different. Not to mention, I really didn't have, when I made that video originally, I sat down and literally just talked. Like, I didn't have really a script, and I've never actually written a script. But a lot of times for videos like those, I will have a list of points or bullets of ideas and things I need to talk about. However, in that video, I kind of just sat down and made it. So, my points aren't incorrect, they can just kind of be hard to follow, because I sometimes wander off a little bit and then jump right back on topic, explaining, you know, kind of different things about the game. So, for all those people there saying, hey, you know, if you want to just buy, or basically his tips were, you know, if you want to grind fast, just buy stuff. Well, that's not really what I meant to say. So instead of coming out and fixing it or taking down the video, I'm just going to post a new, probably a little bit abbreviated, a little bit shortened, a more straightforward method. And that really should help people kind of understand what I'm saying and kind of apply it to what they're playing. Because yes, honestly, the fastest way to grind is obviously to get a premium plane and premium account. However, you can even do that and still take months and months and months and months and months to grind out if you're not doing things correctly. If you're not playing the game to its advantage and stuff like that. So I think that's what people are kind of confusing. Obviously, yeah, the best way to beat, not beat, but the best way to grind through a free-to-play game is obviously to buy things, because how else are the developers going to get money? So, of course, that they're going to make that the fastest way possible. However, it's definitely not the only way, or even sometimes the best, most fun way to do it. So, I'm going to go ahead and make a re-released version of that video. It probably won't be the next video or even the video after that, because I do want it to be fairly decent. And really, it should be fairly good, because that video, I think, has like 75,000 views or something, and still gets a ton of comments every day. And I'm like, yeah, it's kind of sad because it's kind of outdated and kind of hard to follow. So I do apologize about that, but it should be fairly decent when I re-release it, and hopefully then people will kind of see what I mean, and not have so many questions and stuff, because it's kind of hard to go back and answer all of the questions. Rather, it's easier just to make a better, newer video that describes what I'm trying to say a little bit better. So enough of that. If you guys have any specific questions or things you want answered in that video, just let me know in the comments down below, and I can put that in the video too. But for now, let's get on to the gameplay. Now, of course, it's not going to be much, because like I said, these were my first 3 matches out, and I apologize if it does seem a little, not laggy, but a little frame rate difference. I forgot to record onto my normal recording hard drive because it had been so long. So, kind of messed up the recordings, but the second recording was so good I really didn't want to throw it away. So, diving down on this guy, he had been camping by his airfield for a while, and I really just did not have the patience for it. So, I don't recommend taking a yak on in a head-on any day of the week, but with this many guns, yeah, you don't stand much of a chance, and the Germans are really, really good at, well, stuffing guns into planes. So, let's move on to the second gameplay. Now, the second gameplay is a little bit different. Very, very odd weather, beautiful weather, don't get me wrong, but makes it extremely hard to fight when your reticle is black and you're fighting at dusk. Yeah, I kind of wish I had gone with a red reticle for this match. But diving down on a Spitfire, like I said, a little bit rusty. This was my second or third match. I keep zoomed in for way too long. Luckily enough, pull up, and those guns are really, really showing their performance. I could have pulled hard right here, however, I don't really want to lose all of my speed. There are too many Spitfires to be down here low and slow. So instead, bring it back up to the vertical and climb at least 1,000 feet. Once you do that, flip the plane back over and nose down once again. Now there's 2 options right here. I could go for either Spitfire, however I'm going to go for the one probably in the most area of danger, which sadly enough, this was the most dangerous Spitfire. However, he does turn in and I cannot get a shot on. So going back up, once again, go for the most dangerous Spitfire. Luckily enough, one gets taken out, so it really only leaves one. And he decides for some reason to turn back up. Now he should have started evading right now. He probably would have been fine, but luckily enough, those 20mm take their work quite seriously. So that just really shows how the Bf-109 is such a versatile plane. This is something that's fairly good at energy fighting, kind of boom zoom, and it's not terrible at maneuvering. Now I swear the plane feels a little bit different from the last time I flew, which of course was like a patch, maybe 2 patches ago. Seems a little bit more stiff with gun pods on than it used to. A little bit less maneuverable, so it's probably a little bit more accurate, or it could just be me. I don't really know which, but still, this is by far one of the most deadliest planes in Tier 2 and 3. So just keep in mind, this plane's not something to be messing around with, even if you have the upper hand. So yeah, I mean, for getting back into Warthunder, this was a good plane to start off with. Like I said, out of all Bf-109s, this is probably my favorite. So, yeah, I mean, if you guys haven't flown it, should probably be one of those you go and take out. So, guys, if you have any questions, any comments, let me know down below. And like I said, until next time, fly safe.